Oh, very well. According to research by Fortune Business Insight, the global dietary supplement market size was about $61.2 billion in the year 2020. This is expected to grow to around $71.8 billion by the year 2022, and this is expected actually to almost triple by the year 2028 to around $128 billion. The same is replicated here in Kenya, whereby we have seen a number of dietary supplements companies, coming into the Kenyan market, to try and tap the hugely untapped market. Max International is one of the companies that is in this business, and this is going to be our conversation this morning, and we're talking to Joseph Voyticky. He's the CEO of Max International, joining us this morning. Thank you very much indeed, Joseph, for your time. Asante sana. So first of all, I want to find out from you, Kenya is your latest market, to go into. Yes. Of course, you are in a couple of markets here in Africa. Why did it take you too long, to come to Kenya? And of course, what have you seen that has been so attractive to your company?
Well, this is an amazing market. We started out in Ghana, we're in Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, we're opening up in Cameroon. We always want to make sure that we are not outstripping our talent base, right? So we want to deliver the highest value to the consumer. And so it takes a while to develop and train the people in the country that are working with us within the company to make sure that we're doing our business the way that we would like it done. And so your human resources are very, very important, because that's who relates directly to the consumer, who conveys, the value of how we do our business. So we've taken our time to make sure that we are growing and that we can actually fulfill on the value promise that we make.
Mm-hmm. You see, you launched your operations back in 2007 in the United States.
Yes.
And so we're talking about how many years of operations now?
15 years.
That is 15 years of operations. What lessons that you have learned, on the international market that you plan to apply them here?
We learned that, people's needs are basically the same all over the world. So people want to have, number one, they want to have good health, and they deserve good health. And they deserve the very, very best products. Number two, people are concerned about their economic well-being. How do we help people lift themselves up so that they can make the type of incomes that they're looking for? So we know that now people all around the world, no matter what the culture is, are really focused on those things, taking care of their health, taking care of their families, making sure that they have sufficient income. That's kind of common. Now, there are difficulties in different cultures and different processes in every country. For like product approvals in every country is different. So some countries have sensitivities to certain ingredients. Some countries are fine with those same ingredients. So there are, small peculiarities to each country as you go. And then you want to learn about each of the cultures. There are cultural differences from country to country, region to region, and you have to, learn about who you're serving. What does your customer need? How do you relate to them? How do you provide the best value for them? And so that's a process that we've gone through at Max International. We're now in about 20 countries around the world, and we're continuing to grow. We have an extreme commitment to making sure that we're delivering on the highest value products throughout Africa. We don't want to ever bring products that are cut rate. We've seen a lot of companies do that, bring products that are not the same quality as they are in the United States. And so we want people to know that our products are made at exactly the same quality. We have the exact same products here in Kenya and throughout Africa that are sold in Europe and in the United States.
Mm-hmm. And of course, as you're saying, each country is different, and people are different, based on various issues. But so how do you develop, products that suit the American market, the Cameroonian market, the Nigerian market, and the Kenyan market as well?
Yes.
To ensure that it benefits the targeted market?
Well, in terms of human cells, our cells are all basically the same from country to country.
Yeah.
There are commonalities, right? So our products are focused upon the center of human beings' cellular defense, that being a molecule called glutathione. So it doesn't matter whether you're a person in Kenya, in Ghana, in the US, in Nigeria, in the Philippines, all of your cells are trying to make glutathione to defend themselves. Now, this is a word that most people haven't heard of yet, but I can promise you this. Everybody will know how important glutathione is. Now, glutathione is made in all of your cells. You have 70 trillion cells in your body. And so you think about how much glutathione you need for
70 trillion cells.
That's a lot. Yes, we are made up of a lot of little things. But at the center of your cells, if your cells are healthy, right, your cells make up your organs, your cells make up your skin, your cells make up your eyes, your hair. You know, there's a lot of things going on. You've got your digestive tract, you've got your vision, you've got your hearing. These are all things that people kind of take for granted until there's a problem. So how do our cells stay healthy? Well, the center of it is glutathione. It is the absolute most important antioxidant in your body. And it is made in your body constantly. Your cells are constantly trying to make it. Now, the problem with glutathione is that as you get older, your glutathione production goes down. And when your glutathione production goes down, your inflammation markers go up. When your inflammation markers go up, well, that's when you start to have problems. That's why you don't feel the same at 20 years old as you may at 30 years old, and you may at 40 years old, and then things really start to feel a lot different. Well, part of that process is that your glutathione levels are declining, and you need to get them up. You need to increase your glutathione levels. Now, this is true of every human being on the planet. So we at Max are focused on something that is universal and universally important to your cellular health.
And of course, you're coming into a market, whereby, you know, there are other players in this market.
Well, there's no other players doing what we do.
Well, they may not be doing what you're doing, but they are in the same space that you're operating from. And you're coming at a time when, you know, people are becoming highly health conscious, and people have now opted, you know, they are opting to go into natural remedies, you know, to boost their health and so much. So how do you plan yourself to integrate yourself in this already existing knowledge and, you know, infuse it with the new knowledge that we are bringing into the market?
Sure. So there's several ways that we're going to educate the public. Number one, we're going to talk and teach people about glutathione and how important that is to your cellular health. Number two, we're going to show people our independent studies. There are 44 peer-reviewed studies on our patented molecule, which is ribosine. And what ribosine does is it delivers bioavailable cysteine to people's bodies. Now, when you think, people will ask, well, what does that mean? What does bioavailability mean? It means that your body is able to absorb it and utilize it, right? There are a lot, when you want to talk about distinctions between Max's products and other nutritional supplements on the market, there are a lot of nutritional supplements that if you take them, your body is never going to absorb them. They're never going to get through your digestive tract, never going to get through into your small intestines and then absorbed into your blood. It will simply pass through. Our products are made at such a high quality that they are absorbed into your cells, get to the site of action, and perform the function that they're supposed to, right? And that is very, very important. Not all nutritional supplements are the same, and they're not made the same. There are specific ingredients that are sourced from different places by different companies. The manufacturing process is different, right? There's so many variety of things that go on in the manufacturing of products that we want to make sure that we are always at the peak, that the technology that we provide is second to none. There are very, very few nutritional supplement companies with patented molecules, which means that there's only one place in the world that you will be able to find ribosine. That is with Max International. Now, to educate the public is the next step. So we have seminars constantly. We will have medical symposiums. And we have medical symposiums because we want to educate the medical professionals in Kenya to let them know that this technology is truly unique. And we want them to put it to the test. We want them to come in with the hard questions. We want them to ask anything that they want so that they know that Max International is focused on providing the very best technology for the people of Kenya. Now, this is the same process that we went through in Ghana and Nigeria. And when we got to Ghana and Nigeria, we had about 23 peer-reviewed published studies, 23 or 24. And the Ghanaian and Nigerian scientists and researchers took it upon themselves to test ribosine. And now there are 14 peer-reviewed published studies that have come out of Ghana and Nigeria. They put our products to the test. They took the challenge, and they have now been convinced that Max International's products are truly the best technology in nutritional supplementation.
I know a lot of your research laboratories, are based in the United States. Are you planning, what kind of investment are you bringing to the Kenyan market in terms of employment, in terms of laboratory investment and so much?
Well, we won't invest in labs per se, but what we will do is make sure that we are providing the researchers with the products so that they can independently do their tests. We don't want to bias any kind of research. We really want to be independent in that regard. But with respect to employment, that's a really great question, because that's one of the things that is, very near and dear to our hearts. We want to make sure that people have the opportunity. So when we have patented products like we do that are really standalone, that are better than other products, we really have a lot of choices as to how we distribute them. So we offer an opportunity for any Kenyan to come to our offices and have the ability to participate in the sales of our products. Now, what do we do there? It's very expensive for people to start their own businesses. So what we do is we provide people with the best products, we provide them with marketing material, we provide them with training, we provide them with an office. All they have to do is be willing to work, willing to learn, and then willing to share these products with people that they know.
And of course, the COVID-19 pandemic, brought a major shift, to how we look at our health and how we take care of our health. I mean, what has been the impact on your products and, of course, on your sales because of the COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, we've seen that people are more interested, as you said, in their defense system, in their antioxidant defense system, having their bodies be ready to battle any kind of diseases or bacteria that come their way. Now, it's important to make the distinction between what nutritional supplements are intended to do, which is to help your body stay healthy and strong. It's not intended to cure or treat a disease, right? We have to have our bodies do that. So we want to put your body in the absolute best position to defend itself. Right? It's different than a drug. We're trying to make your cells as healthy as possible. Now, when you get like a vaccine, what they're doing is they're injecting a small portion of the disease into you so your body then can make antibodies, right? Our product is designed to help your cells be healthy so that they're in a position to be ready to defend themselves. So we see a very strong increase in people looking for products like ours that are scientifically based, that are high quality, that are bioavailable, that actually work. That is, that's key for consumer trust, consumer confidence, because there are a lot of choices out there, but people really don't know yet how do I distinguish between this product and that product? What is bioavailability? Is there real science behind this? Does it really do anything for me? And so it's our job to make sure that we are providing the public with the best information so that they can understand that there are high quality nutritional supplements with great technology behind them that are really going to help them.
You're talking about, and we have seen a situation whereby, the world turned to vaccine, to protect itself, from the ravaging effects of COVID-19. And you're saying that the products that, for example, your company, is selling or is promoting to the market is geared towards boosting your system, to become or to develop its own defensive mechanisms.
Yes.
Then if I'm taking this kind of a wellness product, then do I really need to be vaccinated?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You should absolutely be vaccinated. The science behind the vaccines that are out there right now, they're the most tested vaccines for COVID-19 in the history of humankind. There's excellent science there. so these things work hand in hand, right? Our science is focused on making you as healthy as possible, but you're still going to be exposed to bacteria, you're still going to be exposed to viruses, and so your body may be in a better position to fight that virus, but a vaccine is doing something very, very different. It's teaching your body how to produce the antibodies necessary to defeat the virus, right? Now, your cells should be in as good a condition as possible to be able to be in a position to do that. But they're two very different functions, and a vaccine is doing something very different than a nutritional supplement is doing. So, but they work hand in hand. So your best defense is, hey, take Max's products. They're going to help your body be as healthy as possible. Get a vaccine, because vaccines are doing something very different.
Very well. I mean, we'll continue with this conversation, but for now we want to go to the Serena Hotel, where the government of Kenya and the United Kingdom they are launching the final design for the construction and the remodeling of the Central Railway Station, which is expected to undergo tremendous renovations, going forward. Let's now listen in to the UK Prime Minister's advisor, Jonathan Black, who is currently speaking.
Which I know is has a very significant presence here in Kenya, and the Principal Secretary's just referred to the new MOU, which we're really, really excited about on finance and partnership here. So going back to sort of where we started, this partnership is really important to us, but I hope this project can be a real symbol of it. And when I come back next time, hopefully in less than 10 years, I look forward to coming from the airport on a railway line into this station and seeing how it's developed. So thank you very much. Thank you for the hospitality whilst I'm here, and many thanks again to everyone who's been involved in getting this to this stage. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you very much. Now, just in closing, I think what I would like to do, if I may, is invite actually each of our speakers up onto the stage, where we're going to do a formal handover of the design and a short photo opportunity for the media. I also, in addition to the
Well, that was Jonathan Black, an advisor to UK Prime Minister. That is Boris Johnson on Kenya's partnership with the UK in terms of the remodeling of the Central Railway Station here in Nairobi. It's supposed to undergo major renovations, to make it more modern and, of course, to be more responsive to consumers' need. Remember, the country is in the process of developing its railways, ports and harbours, and, of course, roads. As the country gears towards the Vision 2030, and of course the planned railway city here in Nairobi, which is going to play a significant role in ensuring that there is seamless connectivity in and outside of Nairobi County. As you can see, the document is being launched, and Transport Principal Secretary Engineer Joseph Njoroge is the highest representative of Government of Kenya in that event, and of course we'll be following up to find out what exactly is contained in that master plan, and of course how much is going to cost to implement that important document, and how it fits in Kenya's National Railway Development Master Plan, and who is going to be involved in these players, but yesterday I was talking to some of the people involved in that document, and they were telling me that the two countries are yet to reach an agreement whereby, as to who is expected to foot what bill, and when they expect to break ground for the construction of that important central terminal. And of course, this was one of the agreements that were reached between President Uhuru Kenyatta and UK Prime Kenyatta's visit to UK last year during the Africa Leadership Summit. Karen Jenga is a reporter who is following up on that event, and of course she's picking up all the details, and she'll be having more comprehensive details about that event during our subsequent bulletins at 1 o'clock, 7 p.m. and of course at 9 p.m. So keep yourself informed, and of course follow the conversation here in studio, where our conversation revolves around the wellness industry, and of course the dietary supplements. We have seen various brands, coming into the Kenyan market, and of course the latest one is Max International, which is a US-based company dealing with wellness products. According to McKinsey, this industry is actually very huge because it's about 1.5 trillion US dollars, and it's going to grow as more people become much aware about their health and what they need to do to boost their health. Let's continue. We are in the company of Joseph Voyticky. He is the CEO of Max International, and he's telling us something or two about their products and, of course, the wellness product in this country. Voyticky, I want to hear from you. Look, when you look at the Kenya, with a country with a population of almost 55 million people, the leading killers in this country are three. Number one is, high blood pressure. You have cancer, and all these diseases, most of them, they have something to do with their lifestyle diseases. And statistics will tell you that they account for about 55%, of all deaths in this country. How do we as a country, adopt wellness and dietary supplement, to lower these or to deal with this kind of a crisis?
Well, it's interesting. You mentioned the health crisis. The mortality rate here is 66 years old. That's too young to be, checking out. And so there are a lot of different things that are happening here in Kenya. You have a move from a rural lifestyle to an urban lifestyle, and what happens there is you certainly have experienced all of the traffic in the city. So we're sitting now here. We're sitting in traffic for a couple of hours each day. People are now very, very sedentary. We need people to start to adopt to be more mobile. They have to move, they have to exercise on a consistent basis. You also see all of these sugary drinks suddenly coming into the marketplace. A ton of sodas. These are terrible for you. Soda and just pure fruit juice, right? This is sugar. Sugar is the absolute enemy. Sugar creates a ton of inflammation. And then when we think about rice-based diets, a lot of people love to have white rice. Well, let me tell you, white rice is one of the enemies. You have to be very careful because this is what leads to diabetes, right? And being obese. When we have 60% of people in the urban setting being obese, this is a serious crisis. So it takes an overall program, an overall view of how do we address this holistically. Right? That's what's important. Thinking about your lifestyle, thinking about all of the stresses that people are under. If you come through a COVID crisis, that's putting pressure. You have an economic crisis where people are looking for work and struggling to get their careers going. That's more stress. And then you have your family stress. All of these stresses lead to a proliferation of free radicals being produced in your body, which now cause damage. And that leads to disease. So the first thing you want to think about is let's take a look at our process. Let's take a look at what type of life we're leading. Let's see if we can have that balanced life, that appropriate diet, the appropriate amount of exercise, appropriate things for relaxation and our mental health. These are all things that are important. And where we need to supplement, that's where it's so important to have good nutritional supplements, right? That's, vitally important. And when I was, driving in, and I was reading this article that showed that 1 in 6 people in the world right now are dying prematurely due to air pollution. Right? Air pollution is killing people prematurely. And so those are all those heavy metals when you're in traffic and you can smell the difference between that and clean air. Those heavy metals are being brought into our cells, and they must be removed. Now, how do we remove those heavy metals? That is one of the key functions of our antioxidant defense system. And that's where we are really focused. The center of your antioxidant defense system is glutathione, right? So appropriate supplementation of glutathione is critically important to your cellular health because your cells are constantly under attack, constantly under oxidative stress. And we need our glutathione levels to be very, very high to deal with all of those toxins, all of those heavy metals. And so we really want people to think about it as a whole. There's no singular magic pill. It has to be a cultural, a personal, a community decision that we're going to do things that will allow us as a community to remain healthy, right? And that means we have to think about how do we make it economically more feasible to eat healthy, right? Right now, there's an economic attack going on where Kenyans who perhaps can't afford to go to the stores that have organic vegetables, right? They're being instead offered potato chips that cost 50 shillings, where an apple may cost 400 shillings, right? But the apple is so much more valuable to a person's health, but it's so much more convenient and cheap to buy something that has no nutritional value, right? You see all of these fast food restaurants starting to crop up, right? They're all over the place. These are quick and easy places to get food, but they are really the wrong choice when it comes to keeping yourself healthy. So we have to think about that holistically. Well, how do we make good food choices more available to a general population? How do we make sure that we're getting technology in terms of supplementation that can help us deal with the air pollution, right? Those are the things that we have
that we need to deal with. And you've just talked about, rice, you've talked about maize, you've talked about potatoes, in form of chips. And these are
those are fried potatoes. Those are not.
Those are fried potatoes.
Is very different than having like a potato where you are steaming it and eating it. That's different.
But of course, we do understand it. We know that even potatoes, whether you steam them or you fry them, they have a very high level of carbohydrates in themselves, and we know for sure that for you to be healthy, you really have to be very careful about the amount of carbohydrates that you consume, the amount of sugars that you consume in your body. And in terms of glycemic levels, we know that things like potatoes, things like maize, things like rice. Actually, rice has one of the highest glycemic levels, among the three. But these are the three most consumed products of food in this country. But you see, the whole point is not to stop people from consuming these things, but to help them consume them, but consume them in a much more healthy way.
That's right.
How can that be done? And what is the role of supplement in helping people do this? Because, hey, for example, I love pishori rice. You're not going to stop me from eating this. But how do I eat that and match these with supplements to ensure that I'm healthy?
So what we've done at Max is we've designed a 90-day program, right, that is designed so that you can help yourself have a balanced diet. Right? It would be crazy for me to sit here and say to you, don't eat any more rice, don't eat any more of your favorite thing at all, because then you won't be happy. And part of your, having a good life is being happy with what you're eating. But I think that if we work together, that we can sit there and say, okay, let's portion it properly. Let's prepare it well. Let's mix that with some nice steamed salmon. Let's have more vegetables in the diet. There are menu options that can work for your lifestyle and help to keep you healthy. And it's the education. It's exactly what you're doing today, is bringing the information to the people so that they know and have the ability and information to make those healthy choices. When we do that and we continue to educate and continue to work together, continue to ask the tough questions about how do we do this, well, that's when you can partner with the right people, and we really hope that people will come and partner with us, where we can help you design a healthy life from an exercise standpoint, a healthy life from a diet standpoint, giving people the proper shopping list so they know exactly what is in each product they're buying. And then, of course, provide them with the very best supplemental technology so that their cells are as healthy as possible. So in a situation where you're not getting enough bioavailable cysteine, which is something is present in, say, asparagus, you can't eat enough asparagus to get enough bioavailable cysteine, so you must get it from supplementation. And there is only one place that you're really going to get outstanding bioavailable cysteine, and that is with Max International's ribosine-based products.
You see, we've gotten to a point whereby just to stay healthy, people are being, given different, natural products. You're being told to chew leeks in the morning. Of course, they don't taste good. You're being advised to take water that has you put garlic, you put lemons, into all these things, and of course, I mean, they don't taste good.
Well, how does this taste?
We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that. So, what is the role of research and development in ensuring that, yes, you can take all these things, and this is where supplement and wellness products come in, whereby you can take your garlic, you can take your lemon, you can take your asparagus, but they don't have to taste really bad.
They don't have to taste really bad. And now the great thing is our bodies are so complicated, right? There's so many different things going on. So I worry when I hear somebody say, "Oh, just do this. Just do this one thing and you'll be fine, lemon and garlic water and then you're good." I mean, that's a little bit crazy, because our bodies are so complicated. You need different nutritional elements for different functions in your body. You need things for your digestion. You need things for your eyesight. You need things for your hair. You need different things for your nails, right? So there's so many complications with our antioxidant defense system, with our cellular functions, that it's never just one size fits all. You have to have a very well balanced and well thought out plan so that you're buying the right things. You're buying the most important things to keep yourself healthy. So if anybody comes along and says, "Oh, just do this one thing and you're going to be fine," they're probably not really going and doing a thorough...
There is no silver bullet.
Yes, there's no silver bullet, but there are a lot of different things that you can do that will keep you healthy. And it's key to get educated about what these things are trying to do, right? And so there is so much information out there. This is one of the reasons that we work so closely with medical professionals, right? Not very many supplement companies are going to hold medical symposiums, right? Because that's subjecting yourself to scrutiny. And then the doctors are going to go, "Oh, yeah, that's what you're doing. And you're not thinking about this." Every single ingredient of our products is thought through, so that we are creating the most efficient supplements possible. Every ingredient is in there for a different cellular function. So if you go to our website, maxkenya.com or max.com, you will find that if you click on our supplements, you will see every ingredient listed there and its purpose, why we put this ingredient in, what it's doing for you in your body. We do this because we want people to understand how their body works, how complicated it is, what an unbelievable piece of technology our body is. And it needs all of these different things to function at its peak. And so, it's very important to educate. It's very important to reach out. It's very important to show everybody who we are, so that they know that we're thinking about delivering value to your body. We want you to be at your peak so that you can do what you want to do in your life to your very best.
What is the role of supplements and wellness products, in your life, and how do they plug in to ensure that, number one, you live a complete and a full life without so much limitations? Because hey, you also want to enjoy fries.
Well, you can.
You also want to enjoy, a glass of soda, and so much.
You know what I've noticed here in Kenya is people like to enjoy a beer or two, and maybe some wine at night. These are all part of a healthy life as well, right? If you don't have enjoyment and you're not doing things that are fun for you, well, then you're out of balance. Right? But if you set yourself up so that you're staying healthy, you're exercising normally, well, now, of course, you can go and imbibe and do some things that may be a little bit outside of the boundary. That makes it okay. And in terms of life limitations, I'll tell you a quick story. I'm a finance lawyer, graduated from Harvard Law School. I was hired by Max International to bring the technology that Dr. Nagasawa invented into Max. I was a marathon runner. Finished top 100 in the New York Marathon out of 29,000 people. When you're running 100
Which year
miles,
was this?
Which one?
Which year was that?
1994.
Oh, 1994.
I was running with Tegla Larupe, who is a very famous Kenyan. She won that race. She and I were together at the midway point, and then she said, "I'll see you later, Joe." She dusted me. But I developed Achilles.
So you did 42 kilometers?
Oh yeah. 2 hours and 32 minutes. So I was pretty decent runner, not by Kenyan standards. I know, it's just average. But all that running leads to a lot of different ailments, and so when I was reading about this technology, I was like, well, my God, this might actually help me. So my life was limited because I didn't have appropriate supplementation. Once I took Dr. Nagasawa supplements, once I took Celgevity and Ribosine, all of a sudden all my ailments were gone. All of a sudden I was able to lead that full life. I was able to continue to exercise. I felt good about myself. I was able to do the things that I want to do. And that's part of having a full life, is making sure that you're giving your body the appropriate supplementation so that it can do the magic. Our bodies are incredible. If given the right ingredients, there's really so much that it can do.
But it's also good to understand and to tell people that supplements are not medicines.
Absolutely not.
And they're not a medication to ailment.
That's right.
Even if you still have to go through the wellness and supplement products, remember that you still need to consult doctors,
Of course.
Because all these products, you also need to understand how they're going to impact your health.
Yes.
As Wanjiko, as Kamau, as Mike, as whoever. But we are having a situation whereby a lot of people, they're just living, a life that cannot be classified as healthy lifestyle.
Yes.
And they're supplementing these with wellness products and supplements. So is this some sort of a zero-sum game?
No, it's not a zero-sum game. I mean, we always are thinking about balance. Right? That is what we will always advocate for people, is look at your life holistically. And then let's make sure that we're putting together a plan for you. Now, if you are unable to do that, right, when people are in that position where, okay, I'm not going to be able to have a balanced meal today, well, that's where supplements are going to be very, very important. And you want to take the best supplements to do that. You can't have a 10 out of 10 every day in terms of doing all of my exercise, eating all of my vegetables, not consuming any alcohol, et cetera, et cetera. That's not a realistic life. So it is so important for a person in that position to say, you know what, I'm going to do the best that I can today. What I can do every day is make sure I'm taking the very best supplementation. If I can't, maximize my health through my diet, if I can't get my exercise in all the time. But it is no substitute for having a balanced life. It certainly will help you to the best you can be. That's an important aspect. But the other thing you bring up is so critical. People should not look at these as supplements as cures. They are certainly not. Our job is to help your cells stay healthy, not to cure anything, to make sure your glutathione levels are high, and then your cells can do the work. Very different than a medicine. Very different than a vaccine, as we had discussed.
And so the whole point is, even if as you continue to, take your supplements, to take your wellness product, you must hit the treadmill. You must run. All right, you must keep yourself busy. You must take a lot of water, or the water that your body needs, because again, you don't have a one fit for all. You must work out. You must eat healthy, because supplements at the end of the day are coming to supplement what is already in your system. Is that right?
That's absolutely right.
And so where do you draw the line? Because again, you do not want to overdo things. You don't want to overindulge in supplements, overindulge in garlics and lemons and all these things. Where do you draw the line, in order for you to say that, yes, I'm living a well-balanced life?
I think it's a constant process as you go through life. You have different needs when you're 20 years old than you do at 25. Your lifestyle is changing. Your profession is changing. Your family is changing. So this is a constant, ongoing process of continuing to evolve throughout your life. When you get to my age, you're thinking very seriously about, okay, I need to really keep my glutathione levels high, because at my age, my glutathione levels naturally are very low. Now, when you say overdo it, and I mean this sincerely, you cannot overdo glutathione. You can't overdo it, because your body makes it, right? So if your body doesn't want to make it, it will simply let go of the ingredients that are part of ribosine, right? These are all natural substances. They're, so it's 100% homeostatically regulated, which means your body will just excrete it if it doesn't want to use it. But you can never produce enough glutathione. Think about that. 70 trillion cells. all trying to make glutathione. That means you have to supply it with a huge amount of bioavailable cysteine to keep the center of your cellular defense at its peak. So there are other substances that you can overdo, but glutathione is not one of them.
Well, I mean, I'm not a medical doctor. That's a fact, and I must admit that I don't know so much about those products. But I would want to imagine that even in terms of glutathione, your body requires a certain amount of glutathione. I don't want to believe that it needs so much. I mean, and that's why it has its own systems to regulate itself. And so, at what point do you say this is what is good for me, and this is I'll be overdoing things?
So what we tell people to do is take a health assessment. Write down how you're feeling, how you're sleeping, right? Where are your aches and pains? What are the things that are going on that you want to change? Now you take ribosine, you take Max 1 or you take Celgevity, and you take it for a month and you do the same assessment and see what's changed. You will find the right level of product for you. Right? Because all of our bodies are different. All of our bodies metabolize things differently. All of us produce glutathione at a different rate. I will continue to emphasize that you can't get enough glutathione, especially in a stressful job like you have. You are under oxidative stress constantly. So I am telling you, you will be more than happy to take a lot of Max 1 and you will feel better and better and better, and you'll be like, okay, now I get it. It's hard to conceive of because our bodies are so complicated. Even the number 70 trillion. I mean, it's like, how much is that? How many zeros are there? And that's what's going on in our body, and we need to have that particular molecule, that particular antioxidant, the mother of all antioxidants. Every cell needs to do that. So I get that people are like, what? But once you do the research, once you see how important, there are 170,000 peer-reviewed published studies on glutathione. So doctors know how important it is. There are 73 different disease states associated with low levels of glutathione. So that's how important this technology is. And you really, I remember when I was doing the transaction, I had the exact same question you did to Dr. Nagasawa. And I asked him, I said, Dr. Nagasawa, there's got to be a point. There's got to be a point where there's too much. And he just said to me, no, there isn't a point. Glutathione is made in your cells. Your cells want to make it constantly, Joe. It's homeostatically regulated. As I did my research and started to understand it better and better, I realized, of course, that one of the greatest medicinal chemists in the world was right, and I had to learn. But it's critical. So I would emphasize to everybody, learn about glutathione. Talk to your medical professionals. We will continue to provide the studies and the information. We will continue to have symposiums. We will ask the medical professionals here to do research on it. Put our products to the test. See how it helps with some of the things that are ailing the people here, because we really want to know that we are providing value for money. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, when you go to wellness stores, you face so many supplement and wellness products, on the shelf. You see products that are telling you that they want to regenerate your cells. Others, they just want to make your gut feel well and so much. But there must be a risk. I mean, you can't not just go around picking things, and just putting them in your body without first of all understanding what impact are they likely to have on your body. And especially because, as you said, I mean, we're all different.
Yes.
And your age and my age are completely different. And so the processes your body is going through is different from mine.
Yes.
So, who do you consult to know what exactly is good for my health?
So there are a lot of very well-trained nutritionists in Kenya that are experts on looking at what type of processes are going on in your body. You can take health assessments, right? You can educate and read about the different types of antioxidants, the different type of supplements, but look for studies. Look for studies. Look for companies that have produced products that they're willing to put it to the test. the scientific scrutiny that is necessary. Because I love what you're saying, because you have to treat your body like it's the best thing in the world, like it's a Lamborghini or it's a Porsche.
And actually it is.
It is.
Because your health is your wealth.
But people don't think of it that way. So being diligent about it and doing the research and taking the time, consulting with professionals, that is absolutely vital. And we encourage people to do so. We want people to look at us be scrutinous. Ask the tough questions that you're asking me. Make sure that I'm giving you an answer that makes sense. Follow through on that to make sure that I'm telling the truth. Do that with all of your products that are out there, and you will come to the right answer.
If I am taking natural remedies, I'm so much taking a lot of capiscum, I'm taking a lot of lemonade water, I'm taking so much apples and so many oranges and so much. And I'm taking enough water.
Yes.
And I'm exercising or hitting the treadmill. Then do I really need supplements?
Yes, you do.
Why?
You do, because you're not going to absorb enough nutrients that are going to be sufficient in your body. You may be able to do, and I'm talking about you specifically, and I may be wrong, but you look a little older than 18.
Well, you're right.
I'm close, okay. You look good, but I wanted to make sure. As we get older, our bodies need different things. Younger people are going to be able to do a lot more abuse to their bodies than we are. As we get older, we have to make adoptions to our diets. We have to make adoptions to our supplementation. And so, because our body chemistry is changing as we age. So I would love to say, hey, you can just eat right and you're going to be good. It's probably not right. You need to have appropriate supplementation to help yourself maintain your health.
So what products goes into making your product?
Also, there's a number of different ingredients. Again, our patented molecule, ribosine, that's the core of our products. We have high levels of alpha-lipoic acid in our switch products. This is our weight loss product. So alpha-lipoic acid, also very critical to your antioxidant defense system. Alpha-lipoic acid is also made within our cells, as is CoQ10. Right? So there are a number
Are they made from natural products?
Absolutely, 100%.
And this product will be like what?
So broccoli seed extract would be another one, and we use a particular type of broccoli seed extract.
So it's not just any broccoli.
No, you see, that's what I'm saying. People have this perception out there that, oh, it's just this supplement or that supplement, this ingredient is the same as that one. The broccoli seed extract that we use is patented. It's patented from a company that came out of Johns Hopkins University, one of the best medical schools in the United States. The way that they extract the broccoli seed is different than every other company, so they patented it. So this is a very bioavailable form of broccoli seed extract. We have resveratrol. That's another patented form of resveratrol. So we go through every single ingredient and make sure that we're selecting the best of the best. The things that have been scientifically researched and validated through scientific papers. Because you can select, just like a car, you can get a Mercedes-Benz or you can get the cheapest car on the road. There's a difference between them. There's a difference in the quality, there's a difference in the parts, there's a difference in the performance, there's a difference in how long the car will last. And so when we're making nutritional supplements, for us, we want ourselves to be at that top level. Because that is what gives people the most value. Those ingredients that we select, the method of manufacturing, all of those things go into creating a world-class product.
You know, and you're also in a market whereby, you know, people have also taken advantage of the prevailing situation, whereby people are looking for products that will make them healthy, that will make them live a long and fruitful life. And this is where, you know, cons are coming in. You're having a lot of, you know, fake products in the market which are having serious impacts on your health.
Yes.
And so how do you get to know that I'm taking the good product, and how do I differentiate between the good and the bad product?
When you see companies that are saying this is cheap, this is quick, and this is easy, that'll tell you
quick,
something.
cheap, and easy.
Yeah, that's usually not true. Quick, cheap, and easy Not true. That's usually the way you would think about it. And doing your own research. If people are making, utterly false, ridiculous promises, they usually are not present. They're usually not there to sit down and explain how they make a product. They're not willing to answer questions because their only real purpose is to make money.
Very good.
Right? Our purpose is to deliver value. That's the difference. We want to make sure that we are delivering value to you, and we are willing to stand by it and be seen and be heard and be present in the marketplace. You will find us. We are not disappearing. It would be easy for me to stay in Salt Lake City as the CEO of a global company and stay there and send the products off to Kenya, and it is what it is, right?
Very well.
But no, that's not the way we behave. You're going to see me. I'm going to be here. I'm going to stand behind our products. I'm going to be willing to talk to the people. We're going to invite everybody to come in and ask the good questions.
Thank you.
And so I think that's the way it goes.
Time is not on our end. This is a very interesting conversation. We can go on and on and on. The time is not on our end. Joseph, thank you very much indeed for finding time to be with us.
Thank you
this morning. And of course, we look forward for more engagement.
And were you going to say how it tastes?
Well, I'll give you feedback, moving forward. Well, we've been talking to Joseph Voyticky. He's the CEO of Max International, who have just come into the Kenyan market. We've been talking about the role of supplements in your health, and of course the business of supplement and wellness products in the Kenyan market. You have heard it from him. And of course the caveat is wellness and supplements are not medicines. So you have to work out. You have to talk to your dietitians, your general practitioner, just to find out how your body reacts to these products, and of course, which product is good for your body. This has been BIZ Check. Thank you for your time, and we appreciate it. Kurunzi is coming up next. My name is O'Brien Kimani. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.